Hey everybody, it's Sword Fitness here, and before I get started into today's topic, I just want to give you guys a quick disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I do see a doctor, a psychiatrist, and I'm just giving you guys basically my anecdotal story of what I am doing, me personally deciding for my own body, but I am in no way recommending what I am about to tell you about. In fact, what I am doing is actually contraindicated or otherwise known as not recommended by my doctor. Um, so yeah, with that disclaimer out of the way, I just want to let you guys know that um, for those of you that have been keeping up with the videos from the beginning, in my story, you know that one of the biggest motivators of me getting started on my fitness journey was actually the heartbreak that I went through after my 3-year relationship with my ex-girlfriend ended, and I felt really lost and hopeless, and I didn't know what to do, and I thought the answer would have been to build my body and just become more aesthetically pleasing, and maybe that would either bring her back or attract a new partner. And that was kind of what got me started in the very beginning with fitness. But anyway, so along the way, I did end up seeing a therapist, so a psychologist, basically talk therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, where I just kind of told my story, just how I'm telling my story to you guys video after video. And you know, we worked on some coping mechanisms and things like that, ways to distract myself and to try to move on and all of that. But when that wasn't proving to be enough, my therapist ended up actually diagnosing me with major depressive disorder, otherwise just known as depression. And my therapist recommended that I actually see a psychiatrist or someone that could actually prescribe medication like antidepressants to help me just give me that bit of extra boost to just not feel miserable all the time, because it had been like up to now it's been a year and about 5 months. So that's a year and 5 months that I've been training. That's a year and 5 months that since my heart was broken. Um, and yeah, it's been, to be honest, it's been really rough during that time. But I do what I can. I try to focus on myself, and like I said, this is all about my journey with fitness and mental health and etc., right? So just being completely transparent with you guys. Anyway, so I started seeing my psychiatrist, and he put me on 10 milligrams of a drug called fluoxetine, which is basically an antidepressant. It was just meant to basically mellow out my extreme emotional swings. So there would be times when I would get so sad I would physically not be able to control, like sobbing episodes and suicidal thoughts and things like that. And then there would also be moments of extreme anger where I would get really angry at like the slightest thing, and I would explode into fits of uncontrollable rage. Where I remember one time I got so angry at something that I literally started, like, I was in my car and I started like slamming my steering wheel with my hand, the palm of my hand, and I just kind of kept doing it over and over again until my hand was literally bruised, and it was just the adrenaline, like I just kept hitting. Anyway, probably TMI. That's under control now through therapy and also psychiatry. But something that I wanted to address, it's going to be the title of this video, is not today. Actually, it's been a couple of maybe a couple of weeks now. I actually just cold turkey completely quit taking my antidepressants. And again, I want to reiterate that I am not in any way recommending that for any of you that might be on these kind of drugs. Do consult your doctor before you do any kind of thing like that. In fact, what I am doing is actually not recommended by my doctor. In fact, I cut off all contact with him. I haven't even told him that I stopped taking these pills. But anyway, so I'm not on 10 milligrams anymore. I'm actually, he cranked up my dose to 20 milligrams of fluoxetine, of which I have now quit cold turkey for the past like 2 weeks. And I just kind of want to tell you guys about my experience with that. Lately, life has been getting better. Yes, I still think about her every day, but it's more controllable now to where I'm not like sobbing uncontrollably. And also, like, I'm just a lot more focused on myself these days, on my own self-improvement. Yesterday I made a video celebrating a huge milestone in my own personal physique journey. I love my body. Like, I'm much happier with myself in the mirror than I've ever been, and I find that really helps The physical act of working out in general is also a great mood booster, because of the endorphins that rush through your system after you complete a workout. You get feelings of elevated happiness and satisfaction, and I found that's been really good personal therapy. Like the this is kind of a big gym bro thing to say, but the gym is like my iron church for it's my therapy, you know, and so that's my worship, right? Anyway, yeah, I'll leave that in the video. So anyway, yeah, so I find that I'm able to smile and I'm still able to have good days despite the constant triggers that I'll face every now and then. And so another reason why I stopped taking the drug is my parents were never on board with it. My mom finally accepted it if she thought that it was the only way that I could be normal again, because it's not normal to, or according to them, you know, my therapist was always on my side, so they tried to like constantly say things that I wanted to hear. My therapist was fine with the fact that it had been more than a year and a couple months, and I was still crying myself to sleep. My parents thought that that wasn't normal, and that therapy wasn't working for me. And so because of that, my mom accepted that if taking a drug was going to help me become normal again, then she became on board with it, although being reluctant about it. Now, my father, on the other hand, was completely against it from the beginning, but he deferred to my mom's judgment. He was more concerned about the potential side effects. There are cases where people that take antidepressants actually do end up taking their own lives. And so he was concerned about that. He was concerned about just the opposite effect that while my body's adjusting to it, it might amplify the feelings of depression that I already have, and he didn't want me to go through that. And then finally, it was more of a be a man kind of thing. He felt like I was taking the easy way out by relying on a drug to make me happy again. And that it wasn't that serious, and that I could basically get back to normal on my own. I just needed to try harder to not be sad, just stop being sad. So all of those factors are why my dad was against it, and I did end up taking it. I took it for maybe 2 months. The first month I was on 10 milligrams, the second month I was on 20, and I didn't feel any different. And I know sometimes that takes a couple weeks to kick into effect, but I really didn't feel different. I felt like I was getting happier, but I felt like it wasn't because of the drug. I felt like it was because of the aspects of my life that I was improving. I was starting to get more career focused. This is when I decided I want to be a personal trainer. I'm going to start studying for this certification. I want to continue to build my body. I'm getting stronger. I want to become a bodybuilder. Like, I'm fully becoming passionate about fitness at this point. And it helps a lot. I'm making some friends at work. My day job, I haven't actually talked about my day job before on this channel, but during my fitness journey snapshots, keen viewers will notice I'm wearing a Domino's uniform in like one or two of the pictures as they quickly go by. Yes, my day job, ironically, because I'm in fitness and eating healthy and all that, but my day job is I am a delivery driver for Domino's Pizza. And before you ask, yes, it is really hard to constantly resist the urge to eat pizza at work, especially because anytime a customer doesn't want a pizza or if something gets messed up, it goes on this like top shelf, and that is free reign for any worker to just have at it. So I'm seeing my coworkers constantly eating pizza and like little dessert items also, and I have to constantly say no, and they think I'm weird. But it really is about calories in, calories out at the end of the day. And it's only through that discipline of constantly being able to say no to these food triggers that I have the body that I have today. And it's only continuing to get better, more shredded, right? Coming off of antidepressants, basically, the first couple of days that I stopped taking them, I, again, didn't feel any different. However, recently, I noticed that my emotional triggers that I face that remind me of her hit me a lot harder, and I have had a couple of sobbing episodes, to be honest with you guys. But it's nothing that I can't bounce back from, really. And so that's been kind of like my experience with it. I feel myself more sensitive to emotional pain again, but it doesn't leave me as devastated as it used to. And I think it's because I'm focused on my new passions. And so that's kind of been my experience. One more time, I know I've already said it a couple times, but one more time, I just want to completely tell you guys that this is something that I've chosen to do because I want to be in control of my own body, and it's my choice. I agree with my father. I don't want to rely on a drug to be happy. I want to find that happiness within myself to fully get over this breakup without that extra help that I would be bound to. So I feel like it would have been much worse if I had stopped taking this drug after several months of being on it, but because I was only on it for 2 months, I feel I'm weaning off of it fairly easily, to be honest. And then I don't even know if I should be honest about this part, but I will, right? I like to be transparent with you guys. Another thing that I read is actually taking antidepressants may cause you to retain more water. And so that's just kind of like a cherry on top reason of why I stopped taking them, because I care about water retention. I want to see my weight on the scale go down. I want to hit those body fat percentages in as efficient of a way that I can, right? And if that means cutting out some things that give me water retention, I'm willing to do that. So that's just kind of a silly reason. It's not the main reason, right? It's just a cherry on top reason why I stopped taking antidepressants. Don't do anything without your doctor's recommendations and consent. And if you are planning on quitting any kinds of these medications, do consult your doctor. Don't be like me. I'm just telling you guys my personal experience. And if I do end up withdrawing, going back on it, if something serious happens with me, I will update you guys on that as well. Okay? So I plan to be completely honest and transparent. So with that all being said, leave a like on this video if you learned something, if it helped you out in any way. Comment down below your burning questions, and I might turn them into future videos if I really like the topic. Until then, subscribe for more daily uploads, and yeah, keep putting one foot in front of the other, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.